Sixers fans, welcome back. Look, I want to talk about how the improvement of this Sixers bench has been so vitally important to the success as of recently and will be so important to the future success that the Sixers hope to have in the playoffs this year. I think it's going underrated, under the radar, I should say, and it all comes down to George Hill and the acquisition of George Hill and why he has been the most important thing to the Sixers bench. Before jumping in the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, join the family, join the community, bring it home to 1K. I don't know. I'm running out of things to say. Let's get into the video. All right. George Hill is been in the NBA for a while. He has played in the playoffs numerous times. He has been on very good teams. He's been on not so good teams. George Hill has been around the league. The man is a vet. He knows how the NBA is like, right? He knows his role. He comes in, he does his role. Last night, he didn't score until late in the fourth quarter. I think he finished with 2 points, maybe 4. I'm not sure. I'm not looking at the stats right now. But what his impact was last night was just to find people open, was constantly to be the half-court facilitator. And as the Sixers offense, they have needed a half-court facilitator for years now because Ben Simmons just isn't a half-court really guy. He plays more of a 4 on the half-court in the offense because that's how he is. He doesn't shoot the ball, so he needs to avoid the perimeter as much as possible. George Hill, on the other hand, led the NBA in three-point percentage last year, so the guy knows how to shoot the ball. George Hill brings so much to this team, and I think the best thing that he brings is the fact that he allows the guys around him to be as good as they possibly can. Shake Milton has been phenomenal as of late. I mean, he had 19 last night, but before that, I mean, he's shooting 41% from 3 since the All-Star break. Shake Milton is just lethal. I mean, he's playing at a 6th Man of the Year type candidate, type pace right now, and I mean, that's so huge. And I think, like I said and predicted before we got George Hill, was George Hill is so important because it's going to give Shake Milton the opportunity to be him. It's going to let Shake Milton stay in his own lane and not try to facilitate as much, because though Shake Milton's improvement in his playmaking is obvious to anyone who watches Sixers games, it's still not his thing. I want Shake Milton to go out there and get buckets. That's what he is. He's a Lou Williams type of guy. He's a Jordan Clarkson type of guy. I want Shake Milton to go out each and every single night, not worry about dishing it off to other dudes, and just go out and get his bucket. I mean, Shake Milton is such a phenomenal mid-range scorer that it's ridiculous. And as of late, Shake Milton has seemed to bring that range back to the three-point line. He's shooting threes much more confidently than he was in the first half of the season. He's doing step-back threes. He's taking off pick and rolls and shooting threes, and that's just not really Shake's game, especially at the beginning of this season, but his confidence is rising, and I think that's to the fact of George Hill. I think George Hill is such a vitally important piece to everyone on this second unit, and that's why the second unit is just playing better. And Shake Milton doesn't have to go out there and be a point guard. He can be that traditional 2 guard that he just is. He is. He's a 2 guard. He's not a number 1. He's not a point guard, I mean. George Hill and Shake Milton really, really offer a very good specialized backcourt, and that's very important. But then we can run Matisse Thybulle out at the 3, and Matisse is honestly a perfect guy to run with Shake Milton. I mean, those 2 guys are like just peanut butter and jelly together. They are the yin and yang. Those 2 guys are perfect. The offensive specialist and the defensive specialist. And what's so great is the fact that Matisse is getting better on offense basically every single game. He's shooting better from 3 in the second half of the season. He's taking immediate drives to the rim instead of shooting some bad shots that they've been working on him with, and it's been showing in these games, and that's huge. And Shake Milton has been better on defense. He had 2 blocks last night, both of which were not easy blocks. Shake Milton has been playing better on ball defense, and it just seems like he genuinely tries more, and his effort is so much higher on the other side of the court, on defense. And I think George Hill's ability to just cross off playmaking in the second unit allows Shake Milton to be able to exude more energy on the defensive end. It's going to allow Matisse Thybulle to get open more, to be able to slash more, to be able to get easy buckets more, which is huge. Furkan Korkmaz, I know he's out right now, but he's been playing really well too, and I think you could even run him out as a super small ball 4. Who knows? I mean, he's probably more of a 3 with one of those guys that I've mentioned before off the court, but Furkan is just, he's a better player when there's a playmaker on the court, and that's why, I mean, the second unit looks so much better. Furkan gets open shots, and he's been knocking them down lately, and he's honestly been a pretty good shooter this whole season. So you can't really argue with that. You can't really be upset with the way he's been. Defensively, he's showing a little bit better effort. It's an every night thing. You never know with that. But what I'm saying is Furkan's going to just be better with a guy like George Hill around there. And then you have Dwight Howard, of course. And Dwight Howard is... I don't know what else I can say about him. He's been the epitome of perfection for us this year. Outside of getting a technical foul like every 6 minutes of every single game, he's been just stellar. He really has been. And his energy is just at 100% all the time. He is the best offensive rebounder on the team. He is arguably the best rebounder on the team. I mean, he's top 20 in the league in rebounding per game, and he has less minutes than anybody else. He is just an energetic force, and he seems to just give us more possessions every single time he's on the court, and he is an energetic dude who just makes everybody want to play better, and everybody wants to work harder when he's on the court. That goes without being said, and I think that's something that's not shown up in a stat sheet, but that is so important. Right now, what I am so excited about the Philadelphia 76ers is it's not the starters. I think the starters are playing fabulous. I think Ben Simmons had a great game. I think Embiid, obviously, dude had like 30 and 10 in like 20 minutes last night. The guy is, if he's healthy, he's the MVP, no debate, hands down. Toby has been good again. He had a little bit of a slump, but he's been back ever since. Seth Curry and Danny Green have been nothing short of in fuego. They are smoking hot from three right now, and we need to ride that out to the playoffs. I'm not worried about the starters. What thrills me the most is the improvement of the second unit. That has always been the Sixers' biggest problem. It has always been the bench. It will always be the bench. The starters, they're 26-4 when they play together. That's pretty damn good. But the bench needs to be better. And lately, honestly, the entire second half of this season, they have been borderline elite. And I think so much of that has to do with the George Hill acquisition. And that's why I'm just so hyped for it. I said the Sixers had to go out and get George Hill 3 months before we did. I have a video 3 months before, and they went out and did it. And that is it is so important to realize the impact of George Hill, even if he's not putting up all these crazy numbers, because he is the reason and the machine and the oil behind this second unit, and that is why the second unit has been just fantastic. The bench needs to continue to play well. We need to continue to shoot well more than anything. And I honestly believe that this playoff run could be really good. We need to go 4-2 for the rest of the season to clinch that number one. And that's just if Brooklyn goes undefeated. They're on a 3-game losing streak, so I don't think they're going to go undefeated. But it's doable. I don't know the saying. It's doable, basically, is what I'm trying to say. I think we can do it. The number one seed is so important. It's so important. So important. If you want to know why, check out my last video. That's all about the number one seed. Peace out. Go Sixers.